everybody to the Doncaster Motorcycles YouTube channel. I've not put a video on for a couple of weeks. We've been a bit busy at the shop and there's not been out too super exciting. It's all been pretty routine stuff. As is this, to be fair. Beautiful job. We've got a puncture repair required on a CBR6 new valve. So I'm going to film it and you can see me in action doing a puncture repair and a valve replacement. Not super exciting, but to keep you entertained. Make sure you know we're still here and we're still doing some videos and things. Oops, sorry about that. Right, so first thing we've got to find out where it's actually leaking. I can see a nail in the tyre, but I am a bit worried because, well, worried's a bit of an over-exaggeration, but a bit dubious. It looks like there's another slit in the tyre, not only the nail. And as is the policy here, I am only willing to plug a tyre once. If it needs two, then I won't do it. I won't do a second one, so you can see, oh, got a bit of bad lighting, but there's a slit there. There is a slit there. Also, on inspection, oh, I really need some better lighting. Can you see? There is a nail just there. Oh, it looks like a nail anyway. We'll pull that out in a second. Doesn't seem to be any other deformation or anything else in there. So we'll see. Put some wind in it. See where the leak's coming from. But while I've still got the wheel up in the air. The lighting is terrible. I do apologise, but you can hear that, I'm sure, so you don't need to see a super zoom in of the valve has deteriorated. Hopefully it'll retain enough air for me to make sure that these make sure that only one of these holes is leaking. Otherwise, it's going to be a new tyre. And then this video will be for nothing. Because you're not going to see a tyre repair. Well, may not surprise you to know that I've just put some air in and it's now leaking out badly. In fact, it's a 2017 tyre as well, so it's not young, so could probably benefit from a fresh new boot anyway. First things first. Oh, I've not brought my pliers. Nope, not brought my pliers upstairs. See if the big one's leaking first. Let's see if that slicer roll. Well, there's no bubbles from the nail. We won't know until I pull it out. Where's the other bit gone? Where the hell is that other bit gone? There. Well, neither seem to be bubbling. I have to pause this while I just nip down and get some bubble spray and some pliers. Well, I'm back with my bubble spray and pliers, so let's see. Bubble spray. Dr. T, what is bubble spray? Can you tell us? We need to know. We want some bubble spray too. Well, let you in a little secret. Bubble spray is just washing up liquid in a bit of water. Does the trick perfect. There's no point in spending any cash on any flash bits and bobs, because that does the job perfectly. Right, let's take this nail out. Don't need bubble spray for that, do we? That is definitely a leaker. Put that back in for now. Well, that slash is not, although it looks bad, it looks bad, but it's just on the exterior of the rubber. It's not penetrated the carcass by the look of it. I'll be able to tell more when we get inside. But at the moment, it's a go. It's a go for the plug, because it looks like the only place to plug is the bit with the nail in. My gubbin's out of the way over there. Normally, I'd remove the valve core and then take the tyre off, but seeing as this is split and damaged anyway, we'll just cut it straight off. I do recommend having new valves fitted every time you have a pair of tyres. But some people don't want to incur the little extra cost, and sometimes it's justifiable in not incurring that extra cost because the valves are okay. Well, in this case, they are not. Oh, it is not. So, breaking the bead. You hear the compressor kicking in. It might drown out my lovely voice for a few seconds while that's doing its thing. But basically, I have to break the bead several places around the rim because we need the bead broken so that obviously so we can take the tyre off, but the bead when removing the tyre, the inner lip of the tyre needs to go into the well in the centre to be able to put it over the other side. So obviously if you didn't break the bead, you won't be able to do it. So this lovely Pro Bike tyre machine rotates clockwise when you hit the pedal. It does go anti-clockwise when you lift up, but we all like to accelerate, we don't like to brake. So when you push down, it rotates clockwise, which is the way I always put the wheel in. So the disc on a CBR6 is on the right hand side. It just aids in when I'm putting the tyre back on. I'll remember which way around the wheel goes and blah blah blah. Mistakes are still made on occasion, of course, when I'm too busy talking to a camera and I can put the tyre on the wrong way because I'm not paying attention. Very rare that happens, but it does happen. We're not perfect. Although, if anybody's as near to perfect as can be, it's probably me. Anyway, so there you go. Show me pop that. There's a lot of noise in the background, so I hope you can hear me. I do apologise. I know I've had some complaints about the audio on these videos. I am trying. If you want me to get better audio equipment, please like and subscribe and boost the numbers so YouTube gives me some money. I'll buy some extra gear with the money. Whatever I earn from it will go invested straight back into making these more entertaining for you. Right, okay, so the tyre is off. So the first thing I was going to do was check that little slice. The slice is there. The slice is there, and there is no penetration. Yeah, I know, I need lights. I need more lights. But there's no penetration of the carcass where that little slice is. I'm not saying it's 100% healthy thing to have on your tyre, because it's not. But I can proceed with the request of the puncture repair, which is where the nail is. So what we do, need to mark that up before I take the nail out completely. For obvious reasons, we need to know where it is before I start drilling a hole in the tyre. Oh, I'm not prepared this morning, am I? I've obviously not had enough coffee yet. Because I haven't brought my white pen or my Sharpie upstairs. I can see it though, I can see it. It's very very obvious where that nail resides. Very obvious where that nail is popping through. So there's the little rusty varmint causing the well, it wasn't really causing the pressure loss, to be fair, because the valve was causing the pressure loss. Right, so let's show you my little kit. I've got a drill. I've got a drill. And I've got a drill bit. And that will... So the first port of call... Where's it gone? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The first thing to do is to drill the little pinhole where drill, ream out, whatever you want to say, that is. So you need to drill that out so the plug will go in, because the diameter of the stems on these plugs is quite a bit bigger than that little pin of a nail. I'll just show you there. Very important you don't touch the base with your finger dabs, but they are, see, they're the Rima tip top plugs I use, and they're pretty much plug in just about anything bigger than anything these can plug. It'd definitely be a tyre replacement anyway. I don't know, are they 6mm? I think the drill I use is a 5mm, so we get a nice tight seal on it. But after you drill it, you've got golf ball shell thing, whatever it is. And what you do, we use that to smooth out the inside of the tyre and clean it up. Give the glue and patch a nice surface to adhere to. And I'm sure I'll get some judgmental comments in a second when I put some glue in. Oh my god, you're using so much glue, it's such a waste. It's one of those things, I'd rather use too much than not enough. Because once you've been in and you've come out, that is it. You are not getting a second go at this. So, can you see? No, you can't. Kev, the lighting's terrible. The lighting's terrible. Still can't see. There we go. See. Ish. You can see ish. You can see ish. So, right. So, clean that rubber up. Here's another little trick I do. When you clean that up with the golf ball shell type jobby thing, imaging, there's loads of rubber that ends up in the tyre. I'm not going to pick it up because I want it there. What I do is I leave that in the tyre, then I glue the area up. Smells beautiful, this stuff. Oh, you see, that's what happens when you film and you're not paying attention to the job. So plenty of the blue glue. Yep, that rubber's still in there. Oh, some of it is. Might have lost some, but so plenty of the blue glue over the area where the patch is going in. And here's where I get, oh, you're using too much. You're just using too much. There's no need for that. What waste. Got plenty of pots of this, so I'm not too concerned. I like to put plenty on. I like to put plenty on. Isn't that right, ladies and gents? It's like lubrication. The more the better. You never have enough. Oh, I suppose maybe you can. But depends what kind of a scenario you're thinking about. So, right. Enough of the blabble. Talking shit, that's what I mean. Right, okay. Here goes the patch. The patch. Again, don't touch the base with your finger dabs. Right. Find the hole. Find the hole. Gents, sometimes you may find a problem with this part of this. You may find a problem with this part of the procedure. So I'm sure there's a lady around to help you out with that. So find the hole and penetrate it. Right, so as you can see, well, maybe you can't see, the patch is now in, the base is up to the glue. There's a little roller thing to get any air out. So you just roll that over the top, over the patch. Here I go again with the glue. I don't know how many people double glue. Does anybody double glue apart from me? So I'll give it another whiz over the top, especially around the ceiling area of the patch, the edge of the patch, should I say. And then when I mentioned that those little rubber bits from the drilling, I like to get them over, stick them on the glue. I don't know why I keep showing you that. We know there's no light here. Right, that is that. I'll just leave that there for a second, because we've got to replace this rubber valve. Oh, I tell you what, filming these videos, I mean, so it's in disarray. Everything's just jumbled up. I'm normally much tidier than this, honestly. I am. Right. Pliers. Yes, I am much more tidy and organised usually. Out with the old valve, the rubber base of the valve, and then here's the important part, often overlooked by many. Check for any corrosion. This is clean. Oh, the rim's actually corroded, so I'm going to clean that up. But where the valve is going to sit, she's in pretty good shape. New rubber valve. Valve core installer. It's not valve core. Rubber valve installer tool in a funky green colour. Oh. Ooh, nearly forgetting. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, again, ladies, gents, lubrication, and then thrust it in the hole. Again, gents, if you need any help, just ask the lady. I'm sure she can assist you. So, right, thrust it in the hole. The little tool helps me pull it through. Maximum penetration achieved. See, the valves. I didn't show you that. I'll show you that now with this other one. The valves have a little lip there, you see. So when you pull it into the rim, that little lip pops over the top, and that creates then a good seal. A good seal so you don't lose any air. Right, that's in. That's in. Valve's in. Right, this wasn't part of the procedure that I discussed with the gent, but I'm sure he won't say no to this, because what I have noticed, once this tyre's off, is the corrosion on the rim edge. It looks like it's had a clean up and a bead seal before, in all fairness, but there is a bit of a corrosion there. It is an old bike, so it's not untoward that I have to do this, but for the sake of the few extra minutes we are going to, are you ready for the camera movement? Whoa! Right, okay, there is my, this might sound a bit wrong, it's a rim cleaning station, I like to call it. The rim cleaning station. Basically, it's a wire wheel in a pillar drill. Okay, so the rim cleaning station. You've probably seen this in videos before. In fact, you most definitely have, because I've done a video on this before. So I'm not going to speak for a few minutes while I just clean this rim up, because you have to concentrate. Doesn't matter how good or bad the condition of the wheel is in, you still treat everyone as the best. So you don't want to run the wire wheel and have it bounce off the edge and run onto the painted area and scratch it. So it does take a bit of concentration. I've got some big guns as well, you do need them for this job. Going against my own rule here. Start at the valve. Yes, you're supposed to wear a mask and goggles. I wear glasses, try not to breathe while I'm doing it. My mask is downstairs on the other pillar drill. And only because I'm filming, I'm choosing not to go get it. Might regret that later. Alright, so the first run takes that edge. Now I've got to do the inner, so the deep bit. See what I mean about concentration? Hopefully that just caught the inner wall. Right, so that's the left hand side done. It might look a bit rough visually, but that is a hell of a lot smoother. In fact, I'm going to run around the edging because it's not silky smooth. See, take a bit more time, look at the difference. So I am sorry, this video might be a bit boring for the next few minutes. But this is a must, you've got to do it. Do it right or don't do it at all, eh? Yes, it's pretty boring to watch, but for anybody genuinely interested in doing a job like this, it just shows that time spent taking the time to do a proper job will pay off in the end. Such is life. Look at that, that's much better. It's like a restoration job. Once you do something really nice and really good, you then realise you're not happy with the other bit, which previously looked okay. Oh, you see. Be careful. Stop trying to think what to say to the camera. Much better. That's going to seal perfectly. So, now, for the other side. Again, thank you for your patience. You can fast forward if you want. I'm not going to stop filming. I'm not big on editing, not yet. So I'm just going to carry on filming it. I'm going to put it on as one chunk. So if you'd like to skip forward maybe 2 minutes. That should be long enough to get past this little bit of the process. If you skip forward 2 minutes and I'm on to something else, you'll have to skip back a little bit. Hey, self-explanatory. We've got the inner done, Now the wall. Get over the wall, Seagull! Oh, I'll tell you what, it looks beautiful, but it's a shame. It's a shame I'm going to have to paint some black rubbery goo cover it. Tell you what, it is an arm workout though. Sure, somebody has a machine that makes this easier, but the only machine here is me. Nearly there. Nearly there. That's it. Right, so that is all the gunk and the funk cleaned off, and now wait for the camera flip. Right, okay, so that's the gunk and funk cleaned off. What? Unfortunately now I've got to coat it in some goop. some rubbery goop. Also known as bead sealer. So I've gone to all that work, cleaning it up, making it nice and beautiful. Oh, this bead sealer strong stuff is flexing to get that up, and then woof. Now let's call the wife. You know, you've got to get the wife to open the jam jar. Nearly had to give her a call to open that bead sealer. Right. Might not look pretty, but it's very functional. A thin coating of this. Hopefully I've got all the corrosion off, and it'll definitely help the tyre seal and prevent it getting corroding up as fast. The wheel is that age now, it's got corrosion in it. I mean, ideally a bit of shot blast and powder coat I'd probably recommend is the best cure for longevity. Well, this will definitely do it for quite a few years. But looking at that tyre, I don't think it'll be long before a fresh one's going on anyway. Yes, ideally we would have put a new tyre on, but not everybody's budget allows. I don't know, this bike might just be standing in his garage just as a... I don't know, some people get attached, don't use them and keep them as a memento, so it might not justify having a new tyre on. Just don't want it to be flat while he's pushing it around, maybe. I don't know. It's not my job to judge. I just advise as I see fit. And obviously, I will advise he needs a new tyre very soon if he's using it. Oh my god, it's sticking to my rag. Again, see some tight asses will probably comment on how much I'm using. I don't think I'm using too much bead. If you use too much, it's just going to cause issues anyway. But yes, I don't need to go right up on the wall. But because I've cleaned that off, I want to coat it with this. So at least it's got a little protection. It's not as good as the having it painted or powder coated, obviously. But it's better than nothing. Right, so that is bead sealed. Oh, I didn't realise camera was so far away, the angle. I thought you could see me up close. Oh, little leg stuck to the bottom. Right, so that's bead sealed. So all that pretty work I did on the rim is now covered up. Once that's dry, doesn't take long, to be fair. In fact, it's already dry there. All the thicker bits are just taking a bit longer to dry out, but we are ready. We are ready to fit the tyre. Well, remember the rotation, I said accelerate means clockwise. Some lubrication. Lubrication on the rubber. Right, you may have seen these videos before, where I also, when I clean the wheel rim, the tyre itself has obviously the tyre doesn't corrode, but corrosion sticks to the tyre. Well, this one is alright. There's no point in me wasting my time running the wire wheel around the edge of that. Because I know, for a fact, it'll be okay. So, direction of rotation, clockwise. Direction of rotation clockwise. And just bloop bloop. There it goes on, and make sure on a new tyre. On a new tyre, they have like a little circle, yellow, usually, sometimes white, I think, maybe red on occasion. I can't remember which brand uses which. I'm sure somebody will tell me. But yeah, you line that up with the valve, like aids on balancing and things like that. So if you're taking a used tyre off and putting a used tyre back on, always aim to put it back on in the same area. Even with the dot, it doesn't need to be exact, it just helps. It just helps. It can still be balanced out anyway, but it's much better to use less weight on your wheel. So any assistance on making the deformation of the balance, or whatever you want to call it, better, and try and line that dot up with the valve. If it's a used tyre, just try and put it back on in the same place, because if it's been fitted correctly originally, that will have been lined up there or thereabouts. Like I say, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be specific. So if you have a tyre fitted by a garage or somebody and it's not lined up perfectly, don't start shouting at them, because sometimes once the tyre goes on, it can move on the rim slightly and move. As long as it's been balanced is the main thing. Right, so I don't know how this will blow on the rim. Usually I've got the valve core out, so it aids flow of air. So the better the flow of air, the quicker it'll pop on the rim. But I'm in the vain hope that this will do it without me having to set the core out the new valve. Oh yes. There you go, pop pop, that's on the rim. Rear tyre, CBR 600, we're looking at probably 42 psi. In fact, not probably, definitely 42 psi. Unless you're going on the track. And then you can put what you like in. Right, okay, so valve cap back on. Show you this. So there is the plug where that little skinny ass nail was. I'm going to cut that flush with the tyre, take off these old wheel weights, and then balance it up. I know what you're looking at. Terrible, you lot. Slip drop. Yep, that's me. You're awful. You're awful. Making me do such things. Right, okay, where was we? So, balancer. Old wheel weights. Remove. Where? There's definitely some on here. Where have they gone? Aha, they're there. Old wheel weights gone. Right, now cut the plug flush. Damn it! Damn it! Where's my blade gone? It's there. Right. A man without a man without a blade is like a man without a bit that makes him a man. Always have a blade nearby. You never know what you might need it for. Right, okay, so that's cut. Look at that flush. Smooth. Smooth as silk. So now we have got to get the balancer set up. So that's number 6 from the machine. Number 6 at the top. Right, wheel width. Right, it does say it on your wheel what width they are, but we've got a little measuring stick here. It tells me. Is that right? So I think these are 4.5. That gauge has just told me It's a 5. Can't see. It's terrible for lighting up here. Right, okay. The fact that this wheel is filthy doesn't help my reading capabilities. Somewhere in one of these spokes there will be a wheel width, and I am right. I am correct. It is 4.5. Oh, my knowledge is unbelievable. So the gauge is wrong. Or was I? It's 4.5 on the rim width, not the wall. To be honest, I rarely use that. I do just look at what's on the wheel. So, right, so we've got 4.5, and then, would you say that's a 17? I would say it's a 17 because it says 17 on the side. Right, okay. Right, now all set up, give it a spin. If it's perfectly balanced, it'll come up with a 0 on the little screen there. Oh, we need 10. Well, I'll tell you what, that's better than before because it had something like 30 on. So, it's actually needs less weight than it did. So whether that little puncture plug has helped with the balance of the wheel, it could do. I mean, they've got a bit of weight in them. That's why I always balance them up after a puncture repair, because obviously you're adding something more to the equation. They don't feel like a lot, and it doesn't feel like a lot when you're when you've got the things in your hand. But you ride a bike at speed, and anybody that's ridden a bike that's had a wheel out of balance, front or rear, will be able to tell me that it's absolutely a must that wheels are balanced. It is said that some shops don't balance the rear wheel. I don't know why they would ever do such a thing. I've had people coming in telling me that that's what they've been told previously, and it's only the front that needs balancing. Well, I can assure you, you do need to balance both. And there you go. You see the 0 here? That wheel is now perfectly balanced. The puncture is plugged. And this has been a long-ass tutorial video for you to watch. So I do appreciate anybody that's endured it to the end. And I would, if you could like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. Comment below. I like to hear any comments other than my poor humour, maybe. Whether you like to, people do like to comment on my poor audio quality, so maybe throw one in about that. Any tips, hints, tips or tricks you can tell me that will make this life a much easier job, or this job a much easier thing to do. I do like doing it. I look good on screen, why wouldn't I like doing it? But yeah, I like the feedback. It's good. It's good to be able to educate people, or even give them an insight onto what we do, even if they're never going to entertain it themselves. So there we go, people. That gent will be very happy. He has now got a wheel that holds air pressure. So for whatever reason he's using it for, even if you just to park it up and move it around the garage, or he's planning on using it more this year than he's ever done before, it's now ready. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and do all that magic stuff that makes all this worthwhile. Thank you.